Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your host, Nighty Jester. We're going to be playing some Lord of the Rings, the card game. Yes, this game, I grew up on this game, man. I remember when it first came out, we played it all the time. Me and Tyler and a couple other buddies, we would always play this game. Thought it was very interesting, great game, and then kind of fell out of favor for whatever reason. I don't, maybe probably just got burned out on it, I guess. And I didn't like the whole, oh, we're gonna go ahead and just release a big expansion, and then every month a little expansion, and then trying to keep track which ones did I have, which ones did I not have. It was a real pain in the ass. But now that they're re-releasing everything, we actually have some. Look at this. We actually have some that were given to us by our good friend Viper Dave. He's sent some of these over. I've actually still have them in the box, and so we're gonna try and go through some of this, a few cycles of this. I love me some Lord of the Rings. I love fantasy. I love all that stuff. This is one of these games, Lord of the Rings, that I haven't played very much in a long time. I think we played it once, maybe a year or two ago on the channel. Or maybe a couple missions in a row. But this is one of these games that's like, ever since I did my top 100, it never made the list just because I never played it. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get in and try this game again. So we're going to be going through the first cycle. What I'm thinking about doing is every week playing a game on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day of the week until we get through the whole cycle. That way it'll force me to kind of continue with it. So I'm looking to put a few games under my belt, and then we'll see how it goes from there. I'm hoping to get through the whole, like one whole campaign cycle and see how it goes. I'm playing a lot of Marvel Champions, and I'm also going to be playing the Arkham Horror living card game as well, because I want to play that. I know my good buddy Phoenix Knight loves that game. It's his #1 game of all time. We've played it together a couple times, and that's another one of these games that I played a little bit, but just, yeah, I haven't played it enough to really, think highly of it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I haven't played it enough to delve into it. And so I was going to do the same thing. I've got some of the expansions for that, just like this, but I kind of just haphazard mix and matching. I don't have like a whole campaign cycle. But now that they're re-releasing each of the cycles with a couple of the boxes, you can buy them and have everything for the whole cycle in one quick purchase. So we're going to think about doing that for both Lord of the Rings and the Arkham Horror, and we're going to try both of these and see if we can get these games on our list, top 100 of all time. So without further ado, the other reason I want to play the Lord of the Rings is probably 2 years ago, I was maybe in the process of playing Lord of the Rings, the card game, and I was like, I don't have a good player mat. I should make one based on Lord of the Rings. And I did. And so I sent the little image off to wherever the place is, and had it printed out. And I've hardly ever used this player mat because it's dark, and I didn't think about that at the time. I didn't know. And it makes everything really dark looking, but I love the look of it, and I love having it out. And since we're going to be playing Lord of the Rings, we're going to be looking at and playing on my tabletop, which is this one. Yeah, there you go. So it's a full-fledged player mat. The size is 4 feet by 3 feet tall by 4 feet wide, I think is what it was. Whatever the standard 3x4 size is. I don't know if it's exactly 3x4, but it's massive, as you can see. You can see the ring is bigger than my hands. That's how big it is. So it's a huge mat. I love this mat. Like I said, the only problem is it's dark, which makes things a little difficult. Alright, so now introducing our characters here. We're going to be playing two-handed. I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're going to be playing two-handed. I would love to play this solo. I would love to play this solo as in, one-handed. The problem is the game is not designed to be played solo. You can play it solo. It's just a lot of the card effects and stuff. You're not going to get a lot of interaction between characters and between heroes if you don't do that. There's a ranged keyword, a sentinel keyword, that are specifically designed for multiplayer. So if you're not playing with more than one person, or you're not playing with more than one-handed, then you're losing out on half of the game, unfortunately. So we're going to be playing it two-handed because I think it plays fine solo two-handed. It is a little bit more work to manage and stuff, but it's still doable. Alright, so our one player is going to be a spirit and a leadership deck. So 2 leadership, 1 spirit. And it's going to be Aragon. Who is this guy? Therodin and Erwin. And so we got 2 leadership and 1 spirit. 2 leadership, 1 spirit. All right. And of course, we have that 50 card deck. So, I'm not going to sleeve any of these cards because the glare I know is going to be super bad if I start sleeving all these cards. And you don't do a lot of shuffling. I mean, you shuffle everything to keep it nice and randomized, but it's not like you're going to go through this whole deck. Like, we might go through like maybe this many cards. This is this is kind of the one issue, but because this is an older system, it's based upon what we knew was normal back in the day. What was this, 2011? When was let's look this up because it's going to drive me crazy until I know. Lord of the Rings. The card game, yeah, came out in 2011. Yep, came out in 2011. All right. The reason that's important is, if you're thinking about this, back in 2011, the things that we thought were normal are not normal now in 2024. We're talking 15 years later. Like back in the day, 2011, 50 card decks were all the rage. Like everything was a 50 card deck. Magic the Gathering or whatever. It's like, oh, you have to have a 50 card deck. Oh, you have to have a 50 card deck. Oh, you have to have a 50 card deck. Like nowadays, Marvel Champions, it's 40 cards because we learned through the years that having a 50 card deck, if I'm only going to go through 8 cards, doesn't really matter because I'm wasting 40 other cards. So why build a 50 card deck if you're not going to see but maybe 10 cards? Maybe if you're, run into a really hard scenario, you might go through 15 cards. You don't go through a lot of cards. You're drawing 1 card every turn. It's not like Marvel Champions that you go through your 40 card deck. You're drawing 5 or 6 cards every turn. In this game, you're drawing 1 card every turn per player. So, again, 2011, that was the norm. That was the what we thought was should be good, but we learned through the years that giving players more options by seeing more cards is more fun. Giving the players more options by how they use their resources is more fun. So you're going to see some old mechanics in this game, and it's just the way of the design of it. All right. So that's one set of heroes. Who's our second set, Jester? Our second set is going to be a 2 tactics, 1 lore, which is going to be Legolas, Gimli are our tactics, and our lore is Glorfindel. All right. So, what I will say about that, again, is now I can't remember what I was going to say. Right. Don't recall. So, anyways, I'm really looking forward to giving this game another shot. All right, our mission number 1. Now, this is, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, this is the glory days of Fantasy Flight games. Back in the early 2000 and 2015, 16, 17, Fantasy Flight was my game company. Just about every game they produced, I would buy. I was into the Lord of the Rings, the Arkham Horror. I even did the Star Wars games, the Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu. I did the Warhammer one. Just about every game that they came out with. Because of the quality, the components, the artwork, which you can see is, top-notch, awesome artwork, which is obviously very important. But the one cool thing about this design, if you look at Marvel Champions, you can see the design of that game based upon the things that worked really well in this game. And the things that do work really well in this game is by having your different sphere of influences. And each of those sphere of influences are focused in on certain aspects. So you have your tactics, which is mostly combat and adjusting combat and doing combat-y things. You have your spirit, which is all about questing and earning resources. You have leadership, which is about allies and getting allies into play and readying people and doing things like that. And then you have your lore deck, which is kind of messing with the enemy, causing them to have problems, adjusting your threat level, things like that. So each of the different spheres of influence kind of focus in on one aspect and do it really well. This is another reason why playing solo, one-handed, is no bueno in my eyes, because there are 4 different aspects, and you need to have some of those aspects in your deck so that you can do everything, or you can do some of everything during the round. If you didn't have a way to alter combat, that would be a problem. If you didn't have a way to kind of mess with the enemies, that would be a problem. So you can see the way that this design, which is super good, and in fact, I think it's much better in Lord of the Rings than it is in Marvel Champions. Marvel Champions is basically, you have your leadership deck, which is your allies, and that is very much like leadership in Lord of the Rings. You have your aggression deck, which is very similar to tactics, and it's all about combat and doing damage and attacking things, or causing your opponents to not be able to attack, things like that. So you can definitely see the crossover between these different game systems and the evolution of these game systems. So the reason I thought I would mention this is because I think it's very important you see that this game, while it's 2011, obviously it was updated recently, started in 2022, 2023, with the re-release of all the different cycles for this game. You can see that they've kind of updated it with the new campaign system. They've changed some of the scenarios to make them easier or harder, or changed some of the wording on the text, the cards, and this, that, and the other thing, kind of like a version 1.5. It's not a new version, but it's kind of an updated version with new rules. I'm not going to say new rules, just updated rules with more ways to do things, more ways to progress through your campaigns and do things. Anyways, let's get to it and see how we can do here. Our first mission is greeted by a wonderful, really nice artwork piece right there in the rule booklet. You don't see, you just don't see. And I keep saying we're going to get started, and we will get started one of these minutes, but I think it's important. You don't see rule booklets that have artwork like this in them anymore. In 2023, you don't see that anywhere. Rule booklets are all about, putting the rules out there, making it, make players understand. It's not about letting the players enjoy the rules and stuff. So while there is evolution in the game systems and how things progress and this, that, and the other thing, not everything is good. Not everything is good. Taking all the fancy artwork out of your rule booklets, again, this is the heyday of Fantasy Flight. This is before they started re-releasing all of Arkham Horror 3rd Edition and Twilight Imperium 4th Edition, and they started re-releasing everything starting in like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and all the new updates are just, I don't like them. The Descent, the new version 3 of Descent, I don't like. I mean, it's just like, anyways, let's move on. So, we got this wonderful artwork in the book. And we got scenario overview. So there is 3 scenarios you're going to go through in this rule booklet. Obviously, the first scenario is going to be very, difficulty is only 1. Mirkwood has been a dangerous place, and recently one of King Theoden's patrols have uncovered disconcerting signs of a gathering menace in the vicinity of Dol Guldur. A party of heroes, controlled by the players, has been assembled to carry a message through Mirkwood down the Anduin and eventually to Lorien to warn Lady Gandrander. Holy cow! and warn Lady Gandriel of the impending danger. Talk about speaking Spanish. Woo! Like every word in that sentence was like some foreign thing. Richard Kerr, what's going on, buddy? The passage through Mirkwood encounter deck is built with these three things, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there we go. So we have our deck. What I'm going to do, actually, I'll put the rule booklet up here off camera so you guys can't see it. Just enough so I can remember what all the phases and everything are. I'm going to move this way back so it's not in the way. All right. So we've got those decks. They are going to be the little tree is what I call it. The little head of the enemy and the little spider are the three decks that we're going to be fighting up against. And I will shuffle this to show you there is no shenanigans going on. I don't have anything specifically set up for this. Again, we're going to be going through each of the... We're going to be playing through this whole... I'm hoping all this campaign. And every... Like Monday and Tuesday night, we're going to continue and do a new mission. So if you guys stick with this, I would appreciate it. That'd be awesome. I think we're going to do the same thing with the Lord of the Rings, with the Arkham Horror living card game as well. I might order up one of the new upgraded sets so I have all of the cards that I need, because my Arkham Horror set is pretty just haphazard, different packs and different this and that, and so I need to pull it out and, to be honest, just look at what I have. Anyways, where should we put this? Over here? Sure. There we go. We have to change glasses, first of all, so I can actually read the words. I have to put on my reading glasses. So we have 3 quests we need to complete. The first one is called Flies and Spiders. The nastiest things we saw were the cobwebs, dark, dense cobwebs with threads extraordinarily thick, often stretching from one tree to another, or tangled in the lower branches on either side of them. There were none stretched across the path, but whether because some magic kept it clear, or for some other reason we could not guess. This is from The Hobbit. All right. I think we were supposed to read side A first, aren't we? Yeah, we probably are. Okay, sorry. Let's start again. Side A, you are traveling through Mirkwood Forest, carrying an urgent message for King Theoden to Lady Gandriel of Lorien. As you move along the dark trail, the spiders gather around you. Set up. Search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Spores Fighter and 1 copy of the Old Forest Road and add them to the staging area, then shuffle the encounter deck. So 1 copy of the Forest Spider and 1 copy of the Old Forest Road. Well, that was pretty good. How is everyone doing? I am so glad you can join us for this journey. I know I talk about this all the time, but I am serious. I'm going to give this this game a really good try. I'm going to go through. We're going to play, hopefully, through at least 1 campaign. I'm hoping to get through many. I would love to get through many campaigns. I'm really going to focus on getting some of these done. And like I said, I might just designate Tuesday is Lord of the Rings night and Wednesday as Arkham Horror night, so that way I know every day or every week those are the games on the slate. So these are our games in the Those are in the staging area. Then we flip this over and we get 8 progress we need on this. And then, of course, what we just read not too long ago for you guys. I tried this game a few times, but the treadmill campaign experience in this game really bothered me, says Phoenix Knight. Well, I grew up on this game. I love it. There's definitely an older, as we mentioned, it's an older system that's just, kind of seen better days, but I still think it's a great game with a lot of variety and a lot of good things to love. Tim Sales, I love this game, but it's my in-between something games game. All right. The one thing I don't even remember is how many cards you deal yourself for setup. That's a great question. Each player draws 6 cards. There we go. All right. So we get to draw 6 cards. Of course, you get a free mulligan if you don't like your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our leadership and spirit deck. We got the Duodin Warning. We have Edwind. We have Valiant Sacrifice. We have Stand and Fight. We have Hasty Stroke. And we have the Duodin Mark. Alright, I don't know if any of these cards are going to be worth a damn, but we actually have 3 blue cards and 3 purple cards. Okay. Alright, so let's see. 6, yeah, okay. I got you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got the Blade of Gondola. We have Self-Perseverance. We have Radaguskar's Cunning. We have Infighting. We have actually 2 copies of Infighting. And we have Stand Together. Not a lot of allies. I'm going to actually shuffle and mulligan this deck over here. So we do need a first player. We're just going to make it, our leadership and spirit deck. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try this again. All right, Stand Together, Swift Strike. Ooh, the Plate Mail Armor, which I know Gimli would love to have this on him. Radaguskar's Cunning, the Blade of Gandrel, and Self-Preservation. So I didn't do any kind of like deck construction, like looking things up, like, oh, let's build a deck. I just build it on whatever sounded good. Okay, you're gonna notice that I'm not gonna be using the default. I'm going to be using these little cubes. These are going to be resource cubes. So everyone's going to get a resource cube. Boom, 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 just like that. Guess what these are? Yeah, you guessed it. That's damage. So when they take damage, we're going to be using these. Guess what these are? What do you think these are for? These are for progress on our quests. So anytime we questing and progress, these are going to be our progress quests. And last but not least, we have these. Does anyone know what these are for? They're black, which might give you a clue as to what they're for. But what they're basically for is when you use an ability or something and it's done and you can't use it again, I'm going to give them a token to show they're exhausted. Basically, it showed they're exhausted. All right. Let's get started. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we do the resource phase. So we all get resources, and then we get to draw a card, which is nice. Boom and boom. Great. We do the planning phase. What is the planning phase? What are they calling the planning phase? Oh, this is where you can play your allies and attachments. Okay. This is basically playing the cards phase. I got it. Okay. So, we don't have a lot of resources to start with, which is kind of bad. What do we got out there? We got a forest spider. We got the old road. Oh, yeah, we also need... And this is another little cool thing, are these little... 12, 8 is 20, and 9 is 29 for these guys over here. And 9, 11 is 20, and 12 is 32 for these guys over here. Alright, so we got to find something we want to play if we're going to play something. +1 defense. Attached to a hero, and attached hero gets +1 defense. We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna attach this. We're gonna use his resource for that. And what I might do is move these up over here because otherwise they're gonna drive me crazy, being in the way of my hands and all that. Dog Sessions, what is going on? Order Pass of Glory and the solo for it today. All right, great game. So I'm don't have a lot of resources. Attached to a hero gives him +1 attack. I am going to spend this off of Aragon, and I'm going to attach it to Legolas. This is another reason why playing two-handed is the way the game was designed, because players are helping one another. And I'm going to keep my blue resources maybe for things. We'll see. All right. So over to player 2, we got the tactics, tactics and lore. I'm going to save up for this plate mail because Gimli gets a +1 to his attack for each damage token. This allows him to take a lot more extra damage. So I'm not going to spend any resources yet. Other than... if I don't spend any, then we can get this into play next round. If I spend 1... All right. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any resources. This is, yeah. Will GM for food. What is going on? We've got all the big wigs coming out tonight. Thank you guys. Wow. Very nice of you guys to come out. All right. So that was the planning phase. Now we go questing. We go. So we are going to questing and all right, so I'm going to quest with Aragon, Theoden, and Erwin. So they're going to all expire, but I get to activate his special ability after Theoden commits to a quest. Choose a hero committed to that quest and add a resource. I'm going to choose Aragon, and Aragon can spend that resource to ready. There we go. So he's committed to the quest, but he's also available and ready. So we're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now they only have 3 out there. But we're going to be drawing 2 cards. Do we want to commit anybody else over here? You know what? I'm going to commit you as well. I'm going to commit you as well. So, boom, you're exhausted. So he's committed, he's committed, he's committed, he's committed. So we got 4 committed. Woo, okay. Let's see how it goes. So we committed our characters. We are now going to stage enemies. We're going to draw 1 for each character. We got the forest spider, another forest spider. Okay. And we're going to get 1 more for player 2, which is the Black Forest Bats. Now we're going to resolve our quests. So we have 2, 3, 7, 10 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 is greater than 6 by 4. So we've successfully quested 4 on flies and spiders. Boom, boom, boom. Lucky for us. Now we can travel. We can go down the old forest road, which would get it out of the staging area for us. And we are going to do that because it has a special ability that says after you travel to the old forest road, the first player may choose and ready 1 character he controls. So we are going to ready oh, you know what? We're gonna ready oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna ready this. We're gonna ready him. Alright. So now we just have a couple spiders in the area and some bats. Not great. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to put our travel location over here because I'm going to have enemies for him, and I don't want to have that in the way. So travel locations will be, here's what I'm going to do. Travel locations we're going to put up over there. There we go. Because you can only have 1 travel location anyways. So there we go. All right. This and Arkham Horror CCG are 2 of my favorite Fantasy Flight games. I still have a long way before collecting a complete set, though. Yeah, I know, man. That's part of the problem, isn't it? Alright, so we now do the encounter phase. We have optional engagements. So, optional engagements. Player 1 gets to optionally engage somebody, which he is not going to do. Player 2 is going to optionally engage the forest spider. He is going to get +1 to his attack because he engaged us. Okay. So that is optional engagements. Now we have engagements here. We have a threat of 29, which means this guy will come after us. And then this guy will come after us over there. All right. Here we go. Combat phase. We're going to deal shadow cards. Shadow and a shadow and a shadow. All right. All right, we're going to start with player 1. So, Aragon is going to defend against this attack. So he's going to defend. And we have a shadow effect. Choose and discard 1 attachment from the defending character. Oh, that stinks because that was a +1 to our defense. Well, that's just dumb. Choose and discard 1 attachment from the defending character. If this attack is undefended, discard all attachments you control. That is the driven by shadow effect. We'll put discards, I guess, out of play up there, maybe. So he's going to do 2 attack, +1 because he just engaged us till the end of the round. So it's 3. I am defending for 2. That means I'm going to be taking 1 damage, which is rather unfortunate because if I wouldn't have lost this, I wouldn't have taken any damage. Okay, now let's look at these yahoos over here. So we've got oh, you know what? When this guy came out, I completely missed this. When revealed, each player must choose 1 character currently committed to the quest and remove that character from the quest. So the bats would have caused him, because he was the only one on this side that was committed to the quest, to uncommit to the quest. And not only that, but they don't even ready. The chosen character does not ready. So they're still wasted, but they don't count as the part of the quest. So I lose 3 from this guy. So that's this. And then this guy is a -1. So literally we didn't do anything on the quest because he would have not been able to quest either. So both of these characters, because of the bat, yeah. Okay, great. Defending. So who do we want to defend? And he's a defensive 1. He's a defensive 2. He's an attack of 2 + 1 is 3. So Gimli here is going to defend against this spider. And we have no effect. Other than it was more of those stupid bats. So it would have been 2 + 1 is 3. -2 is 1 damage. That's just going to make him mad. This guy now, who only attacks for 1 point of damage. He's exhausted. He's exhausted. I want to use him to attack. Legolas. So I'm going to choose to let this go undefended. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it, buddy. And nothing there. Okay, so it means we're only going to take 1 damage. We're going to assign that to anyone. And we're going to assign that to Gimli because that's just going to make him stronger. Okay. So that was defending. Or it's resolving enemy attacks. Now we resolve player attacks. I have him to attack. Three, 4. All right. So because Legolas is ranged, he can help out on the attack. I'm going to have Theroden attack the forest spider here. He's a 2 attack. I'm going to add Legolas, who is a 3 + 1, 4, 5, 6 attack. -1 is 5 damage. He's got 4 life. He's going to be dead. Dead. Forest spider. Bye, bye, bye. And that is all I can do. I can't attack you guys because I don't have anyone available. Okay. We're going to ready all our characters by removing all the black cubes. We're going to increase our threat by 1. So, 30 for player 1 and 33 for player 2. And then we're going to pass the first player token. All right, we're going to gain our resources. Draw a card. And it's our turn. Yay! So, look at this. I think we're bringing out the plate mail armor, aren't we? I'm pretty sure we are. They have 2 guys on them, though. I mean, there are advantages to not doing this, but you know what? We're going to give it to Gimli. That gives him 2 and 4 to cost that. That's going to be +4 hit points. So he can take a lot of damage, and his attack is basically +1 for each damage. So right now he's doing an attack of 4, which would almost kill that spider by itself. That sounds pretty good. Now, green cards. I only have 2 green cards in my deck. One costs 3 and one costs 1. And I don't want to pay this 1. So I am going to be done. See what we got over here. I'd really like to play an ally, but we don't have the resources over here at all. I literally don't have anything I want to play on all of these cards. Ready an ally. Ready an ally. When an ally leaves play, I get to draw cards, but I have to have an ally first. This is the only ally I have, but he's a spirit ally, and I only have 2 spirit resources. You can't use these resources to pay for that, which kind of stinks. All right. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We got to get these guys some defense. We're going to get 2 more cards. And we would like to quest and get rid of this eventually. So I'm not playing any of my cards. I'm going to save my resources. Maybe I'll get a Gandalf or something. Who knows? So, right. So we go on to the planning. We did planning. We're going questing. Committing quest. Who's going questing today? You're going to attack. You're going to attack. You are going questing. You're going to go questing. So is Erwin. She's going to go questing too. These 2 are going to go questing. Let's see. Let's draw some cards and see what we get. We're going to duel Godor Beastmaster. Oh, God. And caught in the web when revealed, the player with the highest threat level attaches this card to one of his heroes. Counts as a condition attachment with the text, attached hero does not ready during the refresh phase unless you pay 2 resources from the hero's pool. Wow. So he would not ready if I put it on him. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, questing, we're actually going to be successful this time, my friends. 3 and 4 is 7. Yes, 7. He's only got 2 threat in the staging area. That gives us a 5 threats. So, with that, we can complete this for 3. 1, 2, 3 goes on this. And the extra will spill over to the main quest. This will get discarded. If there was another location, we could travel to it, but there is no more travel locations. This guy's 5 hit points, but he won't attack us until he gets to 35. We can try to optionally engage him if we wanted to. We might want to try and get him out of the staging area. I don't know. Okay. We're not going to travel. We're done. We will optionally engage. Do we want to optionally engage this guy? That is a good question. I don't think we're going to... Right. All right. We have to worry about this guy, but he can cover for him. So we're... what's this guy going to do is the question. He's not doing anything because he doesn't have anyone. So if we could... Should have sent him questing, I guess, then. If he's not going to defend or attack. But you don't know which cards are coming out, so yeah, we'll just let him rest. That's fine. We're not going to do anything with him. Okay. Deal shadow cards. So shadow for you, shadow for you. Now, let's see. We've got some cards to play. Too bad we don't have any resources for that. Right. So, we're going to start with this forest spider. He is a sentinel, which means he can defend with somebody else's monster. So he's going to defend. And we draw a shadow effect. Raise defending player's threat by 4. Raise defending player's threat by 8 instead if attack is undefended. This is This is our one of our bad guys. But we do have something for that. I am going to play Hasty Stroke. Response. Cancel a shadow effect just triggered during combat. It's going to cost us 1 resource. Boom, boom, boom. But we can cancel that shadow effect. Ha ha ha. See you later, alligator. So his attack is simply going to be a 2. Defend of 2. So no damage. He's going to attack. And while I'd love to attack or defend with him, I can't because he's not a sentinel. So I'd have to defend with these 2 guys. So he's going to do 3 damage, 4 damage. He would deal 2, 3, 4 damage. 4 damage is not enough to kill this guy because he's got that 1 defense. Damn. So one of them can kill off one of these guys. I need 1 more point of damage, which would... Son of a gun. We don't have any cards to like allow you to do something, is there? Yeah, we're kind of limited because of the resources. Gosh. All right. He only does 1 damage. We're just going to let it go undefended. No, he shouldn't have. Attack gets +1. Also raise your threat by 3 if it's undefended, which it was. So increase our threat by 3, which is not going to be good because it's, oops, going to go from 33 to 36. Okay. And he gets +1, so he's going to be doing 2 damage. Which is perfect because now he's going to be doing 6 damage. All right, Gimli, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to attack this guy, 6 damage. He -1 is 5. That's going to kill off the forest spider. Legolas is going to do 3 damage. -0. And that's going to be enough to kill off this guy. And then he has a special ability. After Legolas participates in an attack and destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. That's why Legolas is so good. Have I ever read Lord of the Rings? No, I've never read Lord of the Rings. Unfortunately, everyone is exhausted except for Theoden, but we got nothing else to do. So we're going to ready everyone. We do not get to ready him unless we spend 2 resources, which I really rather not. I'd like to get rid of this condition, would be great. So we ready, we increase our threat by 1. We're up to 37 already over here. 31 over here. Pass the first player Moker. And start again. Gain resources. Lovely. Draw a card. Lovely. Alright, let's see if we can actually do something now. Ooh, we've got this one. Saladrian's Stone. Attached to hero. Restricted. Attached hero gets +2 to questing. If attached hero is Aragon, he also gains a spirit resource icon. So we can use these for spirit cards now. Oh yeah! So we're going to spend 2 for that. That's going to come off of him. 2. Boom, boom. Alright. And now I can get these blue cards into play. And we're going to spend 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. To bring in Edmund. 2 questing, 1 attack, 1 defend, 2 hit points. Response after he leaves play. Ready all Rohan characters. She's a Rohan. He's a Rohan. And Aragon is not a Rohan. So that's their turn done. Let's go over here now and see what we got. We've got some characters we might want to try to put into play. This guy's coming over here at the end of the turn, one way or the other. +1 attack. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I don't want your sickness. All right. I think we're going to bring in... This guy is a chump blocker. So we're going to bring him in as a chump blocker. Costs us 2 resources. Then we have plenty of green. But we only have We can put this self-preservation, exhaust it to heal 2 points of damage. I don't know where that's going to be. This guy is going to come over here. Eventually, he's going to come over there. There we go. I think that makes more sense to have it more central in the middle of the table. All right. All right. What are we going to do with you? Do I want to put out self-preservation or do we want to wait until somebody's wounded? I think we'll wait. All right. So I got 3 resources, but all right. Questing. Questing we will go. Questing we will go. Questing. 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 Which will put a add 1 resource to the hero's resource pool. We are going to put that right there. Do you want... Oh, he's exhausted. He can't quest. So right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be 2 plus 2 cards. 7 is probably not enough. You know what? We're going to go ahead and activate Aragon as well. He's a 2 plus 2. He's a 4. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 just there. Wow, that is huge. And this character can come over here, and then it depends on what 2 we get. We should be able to complete this quest. Should be able to. Let's see how it goes, my friends. Need to get some allies out. Yeah, I know. First one is the Forest Gate. Response after you travel there. The first player may draw 2 cards. And second is the Great Forest Web. Each player must exhaust a hero they control to travel there. Alright, so they have a total of 2, 4, 6. We have a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minus 6 is 5. So that is going to complete this quest. We are done with the flies and the spiders. We have moved on to a fork in the road. As you move through Mirkwood, hounded by spiders, the forest path forks before you. Ding, 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 ding. We only need 2 to complete this. Unsure of what lies ahead, but spurred on by the urgency of your message, you choose a path and proceed. Forced. When you defeat this stage, proceed to one of the 2 chosen path rewards. Oh, there should be another chosen path card that I didn't get out for some reason. Chosen path. Let's see. Here's the other one. Chosen path. one of the two. This one is the same as that one, so I'm not sure. Oh, here it is. Don't leave the path. Okay. I got it. All right. Choose one at random. All right. Well, we only need 2 to complete this quest. That should be easy peasy. All right. So we completed that quest. We move on. Now we can travel. Do we want to travel to a location? We would have to exhaust to go to this one. So maybe go into this one. First player can draw 2 cards. Let's go there. That's going to allow you to draw 2 cards, which is the Steward of Gondor and Sneak Attack. Oh my gosh. All right. So all these guys are spent, so the only ones we need these guys over here. All right. So, optional engagement. Player 1, do you want to engage anything? No. Player 2, do you want to engage something? Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I want to engage this guy, the Dol Guldur Beastmaster. He's going to be dealt 1 additional shadow card, which doesn't sound good. And then engagement checks. Player 1 is fine. Player 2 is fine because there's nothing else there. We only have 1 location. So, combat. We're going to deal this guy 2 combat cards, shadow cards, and our poor Gondorian Spearman is going to be declared as the defender. We're going to deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. Take a damage for your nonsense. All right, now let's hope these shadow cards don't really stink. First one. Defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment he controls. It's going to have to be this one or Gimli's going to die. So then this gets discarded. Second one. Defending player must choose and discard 1 attachment he controls. Really? So both of these were forest spiders? Wow, that's super bad because Gimli now has got 1 hit point. Wow. And we don't control this attachment. You might be like, well, why aren't you just getting rid of that? We don't control that. That was super bad. But now he's going to be super dead because I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. -1. Doesn't matter. He is so dead. Dol Guldur Beastmaster is dead. Alright. Oops, this guy died in the process. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he died in the process. Ready? We cannot ready this guy unless we spend 2 resources. I'm not spending resources just to ready this guy. No. Oh, he does. That's fine. No, we can. Yeah, we don't need that guy. That's fine. These guys all ready though. Now here's the fun thing. We only need to complete 2 on this, so and 4 on this one. So we only need to win this by 6. We got no enemies out there, so we're definitely got board control. We definitely would like to get more allies out, that is for sure. We got to pass the first player. We got to increase. We're up to 38 over here. 32 over here. Pass the first player. We ready, everyone, except for him. And now we're going to gain our resources. All right. Draw a card. Boom, boom. And now it's planning phase with this player first. Ooh, we got a Gandalf. We got a Gandalf, my friends. There's a Gandalf. When he enters play, we can draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to an enemy, or reduce your threat by 5. He's got a great... But do we waste all those resources on Gandalf? I don't think so. I don't think we do. I know this is going to get crazy, but I'm going to play some self-preservation on Gimli here. It's going to cost me 3 resources. 3 green resources. Attached to a character action. Exhaust this to heal 2 points of damage. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and heal. I'm going to exhaust this card, because I don't want Gimli to die by some, take 1 damage on all your character bullshit that they love to throw on cards. It's a lot of resources, but it'll keep him alive. It's basically a preservation for us. We are going to then spend... Legolas is going to get a item, which is basically the Blade of Gondolin, which is perfect for him. He's going to sure we'll spend a resource. And yeah, I think that's it. Player 2, what do you got? Let's see what he got. Oh my god, I gotta get some allies in this deck. What is going on? Do you not have any allies? Did I grab all the cards that were not allies? Jesus. The deck is all full of things that are not allies. That is for sure. Good lord, I'm gonna have to redo this deck. Not a lot of allies in this deck. You definitely need allies in this game for sure. Alright. Look at this. Still no allies. We do have the Steward of Gondor, though. We have to get this. Spending 2 resources. Activate it. Gaining 2 resources. Okay. I'm going to play Campfire Tales. It's going to be from him. Each player draws a card. So we draw Strength of Will over here. And over here we draw Self-Preservation. Okay. That is the planning phase. Quest committing phase. a resource to her. Am I going to do air? We only need 2 on this, so let me think how much I got. I got 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now they have 2. So we're winning by 5. And I think we do have something that's... Okay. Yeah, well, I think we gotta do Aragon. We gotta do Aragon. We're gonna do Aragon, but then I'm going to spend a resource to ready him. That's his special ability. When he commits to a quest, he can spend a resource to ready him. So he's on the quest. 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 And that is it again. So all these characters are on the quest. None of these characters. It's crazy how this worked out. All right. Drawing. We got a forest spider. And when revealed, deal 1 damage to each exhausted character. That's what I was afraid of. 1 damage. 1 damage. 1 damage. He's technically exhausted, so 1 damage to you as well. That was a bad treachery card. Wow, that was bad. But he only has 4. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minus 4 is 7. We got plenty to complete this. And we're going to randomize the next path. As the forest path is a fork in the road. So, yeah, we got either Don't Leave the Path or Balewind's Path. So, don't know which one we're going to get. Don't know which one we're going to get. Hey, what's going on there? Malbert 20, what's going on? Emails at the bottom. Yes, it is. It scrolls along the bottom every few seconds. Contact information for everyone in the world. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to put these cards out. We're going to die. We're going to say odd. We're going to say even. Odd, even. Rolled at 3, so that's odd. So this is the path we go down right there. So this one goes away. We got this one, which is Boromir's Path. Players cannot defeat this stage while Uga's spawn is in play. If players defeat this stage, they've won the game. So we got to get 10 and make sure Uga's spawn is not in play. So we need 10. All right. It gives us a goal to get to. Let's go. We got a lot of damage out here, which I'm not a big fan of. All right. So, that was travel. We can't travel because we got a location. Oh, wait. We would have completed this because we had 7 extras. So we go through this, 4 plus the extra 2, we would have completed it. So now we can travel to go here. We cannot exhaust anyone Oh, actually, that's not true. We can exhaust him if we wanted to travel to that location. No, I'm not going to engage. All right. Yeah, well, I'm not going to travel there. I'm just going to leave it out there. Because, if we don't though, 10, we can just complete that quest. No, that's fine. All right, engagement, optional engagement. Player 1, do you want to engage this guy? He's going to come for you anyways. Yep, we'll let him come for me. That's fine. We're not going to travel this location. Okay. That's all the enemies, so he's going to get a shadow card. I am going to defend with our sentinel over here. He's going to attack for 2 plus 1. So he's going to attack for 3. No special attacks, so he's going to attack for 3. I defend for 2, so that's 1 damage. And now it's attack time. Alright, Gimli attacks for 4. Legolas attacks for 3, 4. So that's 8. He's got a defensive 1. So it's 7 damage on the forest spider. Boom, boom, boom. And Legolas gets to place 2 progress on the current location. Pretty easy. Ready, everyone. Or ready all except for him. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? And you ready? Pass the first player marker. Increase each of our threats by 1. He's up to 33. He's up to 39. Increase our threat ready. Boom, boom. All right. So gain resources. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. Planning phase, starting with this player for... Oh, look at that. I got an ally. Are you kidding me? All right, I'm going to have to exhaust this. Add 2 resources to his resource pool. So I can play Faramir. Exhaust him to choose a player. Each character controlled by that player gets +1 willpower until the end of the phase. That's pretty good. 4 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got an ally. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. We got a lot of blue, but no blue cards coming out that are... All right, I think, yeah, I think we're done over there. We do have the Gandalf over here, which will help with the questing. And I do have 5 resources to put him into play. I think we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gandalf. Now, when he comes into play, we're going to reduce our threat by 5. So back down to 34. That's much better. Okay. A questing we go, a questing we will go, a questing we will go. Starting with player 1. Questing. 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 I'm going to spend a resource to ready. Questing. And we're going to quest with Gandalf. Right now he's got 2. We would be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if we exhaust him, it would be +1, +1, +1, +1, which would be, it would be 18 versus 2. We should be able to get our 10 points, assuming that that spider doesn't come out. If the spider comes out, then everything's off the table. So, I'm going to exhaust him to give all of these characters +1 to their willpower until the end of the phase. So let's see what we get here. Actually, I don't have to do that yet. So before we commit characters, then we stage, then we do quest resolution. So before that, there's an action window I can play in action. So let's see what we get first. King Spider. Each player must choose and exhaust one character they control. No, that's not good. Because that guy's now exhausted and I can't do that. Son of a bitch. Or you know what? I can exhaust Aragon even though he's already committed the quest. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And let's do Legolas. Second card. If this card doesn't suck, we're going to win. It's the Old Forest Road. So they have a 2, 4, 5. 5. We have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we're going to exhaust this guy to give us +1, 17, 18, 19, 20. -5 is 15. We got plenty to complete this mission. 10. Players cannot defeat the stage while Ooga Spawn is in play. If players defeat this stage, they've won the game. Boo! Yeah! We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Done. We got it. Not too bad. Not too bad, my friends. That was a good one. That was a good one. This was a nasty card. Basically took one of our guys out of the game for the whole game, which kind of stinks. Let's see here. Let's make sure all the character cards go back to the right decks. This one, yes, goes over there. Right, okay, that's good. You come over here. What, Blue, look at all these resources Blue got all of a sudden, wow. Well, there you go. That is mission number 1 in the books. That was a success. That is the King Spider. It is not that one that's nasty. Where's that nasty one? Oh my god, that guy was... Where was he? There it is. Ugathan's spawn. 9 hit points, 2 defense, 5 attack, 3 threat. Holy cow. Whew. That was a intro scenario, and it's pretty tough. Yeah, this is a tough game. It's supposed to be tough, though, I think. I think they said, you know, it was going to end up being tough. So, there you go, friends. What do you think? Are you up for a long campaign? Are you up for seeing how well we can do going through this? Our next mission is... Journey down the Adan. Having survived the dangers of the Mirkwood forest, the heroes continue their journey along the banks of the Adan River towards Lorraine, with dire news of a gathering threat in the southern Mirkwood. The journey down the Adan encounter deck is built with all the following cards. We have the Eye of Sauron, the Dol Guldur Orcs, the Wildlands, and the Adan River. So this is a three new of the 4 sets. 3 of them are brand new. We have not seen the Sauron's Reach one. We've not seen the Dol Guldur Orcs, and we've not seen the Wildlands. Oof, it does not look... This is a hard game, so we'll try our best. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. I can watch you get murdered. Nice. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. All right. Well, appreciate everyone coming out, listening to what we have to say. We're going to be excited to try this game out. We're going to be excited to show it off, and we're going to be excited to play through a committed campaign. So, not just a one and done. We're going to play it a few times. So, thanks for joining me. We'll see everyone next time. Until then, my friends, take care of yourselves. Have a good night, and we'll see you all down the line.